So folks, welcome to my Bible reading fellowship home office, is I suppose what you could call this, and I'll introduce you to it a bit later on. But really, I've been on furlough and I've missed you all so much. So how can we share this next half hour? Well, first let me introduce myself. So I'm Jane Leadbetter. I'm on the Messy Church Bible Reading Fellowship team. I've been working with Lucy, it's coming up to 10 years now, and I've been a part of Messy Church a bit longer than that because I started the very first Messy Church in the Northwest. I think I've been coordinating now, it must be nearly 12 years. I can't believe it. But yeah, what a fantastic journey this has been. What else do I do? So connected to this Liverpool Messy Church, which we call L19 Messy Church. We have a few things we've connected to that intentionally. So we have a Who Let the Dads Out group, which is a group for dads and young children and granddads too, and male carers. During this time, we've changed the name. We've changed it to Who Kept the Dads In. But yeah, I'm also a Beaver Scout leader, and I've been a member of the Scouting Association for too long. And I'm also the main support for all the Merseyside Beaver Scouts here in the Northwest. Lots of other things that I'll mention as well. But I'm just so pleased to be back with my Messy family. I love you all so much, and I might say a few times, I've really missed you. But let's light a candle and start our session together. So this is my candle, which is special to me because I've had it a very long time. And for those of you who have been godly play trained or accredited, you'll all know what I mean when I say that we've all got one of those boxes in our homes where special things are kept and hardly ever come out, and this is one of them. So this is my godly play candle. So let's just be calm, take a pause. Lord, we welcome you. Lord, may we connect with you. Lord, we love you. Be with us through this storm. Amen. So, I'm calling this session Keeping Connected, because of the experience I've had through furlough, which I'll be showing a lot of you with. And before you think I was just sitting twiddling my thumbs feeding birds, I'm planting seeds in my garden. And those of you that follow me on Facebook could quite easily think that. No, God's been connecting me with lots of different things, so that's what I hope I can share with you today. But only this morning I've had an email from Messy Chris Barnett, our friend in Melbourne, Australia, and it looks like Melbourne's on lockdown again. We've got the city of Leicester here in the UK that's on lockdown again, and we're all at different levels of lockdown or coming out of lockdown around the world. And be assured that we're all praying for you all the time. We have no idea what the future will look like, but I'm hoping that we can sort of think a bit about that as we go through this session, because I've got so much to share. I'm going to call this part 1, and I hope that you'll join me for part 2 next week as well. I'm a grandmother. I've got 3 gorgeous little grandsons, and the youngest one says, Nana, it says that bad bug is still out there. So, yes, keep safe, everybody. It certainly is. So, I'm back from furlough. I wish I could make it sound as though I've been on holiday, like an exotic island somewhere called furlough, but no. It's actually, I've been feeling really, really disconnected by being on furlough. I wonder what that feels like for you. Anyone out there that's also still on furlough or has been on furlough, please type in any comments as to how you feel, because I haven't really had a chance to talk to anyone about it yet. And it's been a really surreal experience. It all happened very, very quickly. I hardly had time to prepare for it. And as you can imagine, working for 10 years with Messy Church, I mean, look at my office. Welcome, everyone. It's full of Messy Church books, magazines, um, folders full of Messy Church ideas. There's banners in the corner. How can you suddenly be disconnected from what's a huge part of your life for so many years? And rules for furlough are really strict, so I couldn't be messy at all. I literally over one weekend had to become tidy, and that just wasn't easy at all. And I found myself being drawn to this Bible verse, which is from Acts 2, verses 42 to 47, over and over, and questioning nearly every sentence, as I thought furlough might only be for a week or two, maybe a month at the most, but look what happened. So it says, they devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to the fellowship, to the breaking of bread and to prayer. Everyone was filled with awe, and many wonders and miraculous signs were done by the apostles. All the believers were together and had everything in common. Selling their possessions and goods, they gave to anyone as he had need. Every day they continued to meet together in their temple courts. They broke bread in their homes and ate together with glad and sincere hearts, praising God and enjoying the favour of all the people. And the Lord added to their number daily those who were being saved. They were together. I mean, life is meant to be shared, isn't it? And here we are in the early church, and when you think of Messy Church, I mean, gosh, it's still such a new church. It's about 16 years old. I mean, that's nothing, is it? And the fellowship of the church, it's all about being fixed together, connected somehow. In verse 44, it says all the believers were together. And again in 46, it says every day they continued to meet together. The only connection of togetherness from Messy Church I could receive, other than Lucy very caringly communicating to check I was okay, was the Bible reading fellowship daily Bible reading notes that I had managed to change over to my own personal email just in time before I was furloughed, to make sure I was still being connected, not just with the Word of God, but knowing that something from Bible reading fellowship was still coming to me. And here we all are together, being connected today. It's so exciting. We're all making it a priority in our lives, and that's the best thing to do, isn't it? It's the best use of our lives, isn't it, to be together and to love one another. And I just want to say thank you. Oh, I want to say thank you to you all for showering Lucy with so much of your love, because I was a bit worried. I should have had faith. I know what a wonderful family loving network you are, and you have been so loving and so serving all the way through. And Lucy's been telling me all about it. Not that we've had much chance to chat yet. I'm only back into, I think it's day 3 of being back with you all. But honestly, she can't stop telling me all the lovely stories of how you've been caring for her. So I love you for that. Thank you so much. So how is God keeping me connected during furlough? And so over this next session and the next session, I'd love to share some of that with you, if you don't mind. What's God been connecting me with? Well, first of all, He's been reconnecting me with scouting, because I've been a member of the Scouts Association for so long. Goodness me, I'm not going to tell you how many years. And we started to Zoom, scouting Zooms every night, sometimes in the daytime too. Goodness me. So I was scouting for my own Beaver Scout group to get the Beaver Scouts connected each week. I was Zooming with the leaders so we could do our programming. I was Zooming with the executive group, wondering how to keep our premises in good order, because no one was actually using the building, and how could we keep it safe. I was Zooming with the bigger county team that I'm a member of regularly to update each other, share ideas. And every Wednesday, instead of being on Facebook Live with you, I was actually on a writing resources Zoom team, where we've been writing resources to connect all of our sections together, not just the Beaver Scouts as well. And then there's been the online training. My goodness me, my CV now is that big, because we've been availing ourselves of all the online training that was suddenly available. I've really enjoyed that, actually. And I'd advise anyone to just go on, make a cuppa and join any training that's on live. It's really good. And in actual fact, we can say for Merseyside that we've probably trebled the numbers of attendees of our online training compared with face-to-face in 2019. So that's been very encouraging, especially when you listen to what I have to say later. That's quite going to be in contrast to what I have to say. But yes, lots of similar and yet different kinds of connections that have kept me going through furlough, through my scouting, and I've really enjoyed that. But then there's been my L19 Messy Church of nearly 12 years, and who kept the dads in. So I haven't been able to connect with that because of the furlough rules, and that was so hard after all this time. But my wonderful small core team, well, they've just been brilliant. Before I was furloughed, so that was in March, we actually at the beginning of lockdown made some Messy Church bags. So we hope, if you would like to comment about whether you've been doing these, we'd love to hear about that, or still doing these, and how it's going. Can you see the label? You can get the logo from our website, Messy Church at Home. And there's lots of logos for you to have a look at there. It's really exciting, and we did try to make resources for you as soon as possible, but then I was furloughed, and so let me tell you about that experience before I was furloughed, because so we made these bags. We filled them with flowers as well, because it was Mothering Sunday. We put them in a car boot, and we put the car next to the church hall, so we were in the vicinity of where we normally have Messy Church. And we were doing all the social distancing and the hygiene, and but we gave out over 50 bags, and we were dead chuffed, to be honest. And we had some lovely conversations from a distance with the families who cycled down, came down on skateboards, or ejected themselves from the car from a distance. And it was good. It was good to hear how they were getting on with all the homeschooling, some of the families that were already on furlough, how they were coping with lockdown. I mean, conversations are good, aren't they? Nearly face to face. I felt uncomfortable. I remember sharing with Lucy the experience. I really felt uncomfortable at the same time, and I was worrying. I just felt we were encouraging infection in some way, and that we were sort of interrupting their, how do I describe it? Their pattern and routine of safety for all for their own family. And who were we to do that? It's been a frightening time. But the bags were very much appreciated, and we had some lovely comments. And then I was put on furlough. Ooh, it meant I couldn't be involved in the next messy church or who kept the dads in. But this small core team that I had they just kept things going, and it was just amazing. I relinquished our Facebook page, made them admins so that they could keep it active. We encouraged them to have a planning meeting on Zoom, so that was the platform they chose. And then we just decided that actually it was the best way of getting used to Zoom anyway, by having those sort of planning meetings together. They invited members of the team who weren't used to doing church online at all. It was like, well, we don't know what we're doing, just come and get on board and let's give it a go and just help with each session. So Messy Yvonne took on the hosting role, which was brilliant. She's great at weaving together all the different slots, and Messy Sandra sorted out the online crafts. Messy Ian, my husband, he enjoyed any kind of dressing up and role playing. And he did the prayers. Messy Anne, who actually just before lockdown had just been announced as our Messy chaplain at Messy Church. I mean, we waited years for this, and suddenly, oh, poor Anne. But anyway, Anne, we discovered, became really, really good at reflective Bible stories, and as we say in Liverpool, absolutely ace at her interactive Bible stories. And then Stephen, he came on, and he and his sons love Lego, and obviously there are alternative building bricks available, but he started a Lego challenge. I think 1 month we had making a Lego spinner, because we were still all juggling so much in our lives. And then when it was Pentecost, he challenged us to make a balloon-powered Lego car, which was fun. And then there was Tony, and Tony went, I don't know, but Tony's a writer. And we've just really enjoyed his natural reflections on working from home, being a father, all the different roles that he has. And that's been quite refreshing, actually. And so we've got these people together. And then there was our vicar. Well, we've always known that our vicar has enjoyed cooking, and we invited him to do a cook-along. And he's really enjoyed that side of joining the team. And in actual fact, he's got the biggest Facebook viewing figures for his cook-alongs, but don't tell anybody that. So we've got through May, and we've got through June, and the team has been awesome. It's been so hard for me, but they've been great. And guys, thank you. Thank you so much for what you've done. And then, if you're looking at my notes now, you'd see a huge but. But in capitals, but in bold type. Why a but? The messy congregation. So this is where I want you to share with me, as I share with you folks, because, although we had a few families join in the first live Zoom, and that was good fun, when we did the messy church session, they've stayed away since. So they've not wanted to be live. They've wanted to be replay when we've recorded the sessions and put it on our Facebook page. And they have wanted to come and replay because the numbers are huge. But for some reason, we're not connecting with them when we've invited them to come live. And we've we've stuck to the same times as we would normally meet face to face, thinking that would be easy to remember. And we've had encouraging comments, lovely comments. But what does this say, folks? What does this say? Does this say, ooh, does this say, well, actually, the team are connecting more than they were before, maybe, and enjoying arranging this online church time? Or are we saying, actually, we are disconnecting our messy congregation in some way? And how, so what, now that we're in July, how can we continue? How should we look forward in the way we do our messy church until we can be face to face? Now, I know some of you around the world are already or thinking and planning going back face to face with messy church. I mean, please tell us how that's going and tell us all about that, and the guidelines. We're going to have a think about that, Lucy and I, to help us all. Please share with us if you're doing that already. We'd love to know, how many messy churches are already going back face to face. And indeed, with our churches in the UK, if we did anything with any numbers, it would probably be outdoors, whatever the weather. And certainly with scouting, we've got a traffic light level. We've been in red all this time. So just on Monday, they've told us we can be in amber, and they've been communicating every week with huge webinars online, keeping us up to date with how we can perhaps go back and be face to face with our scouting. So we're into amber. What does that mean? Well, that means in the UK, we could perhaps meet outdoors. We've got to do lots of risk assessments that have to be approved first before we can go ahead with that. But when we do go ahead, we could only do it with 15 total outdoors, including the leaders. And how would that look for, in my case, a Beaver Scout group of 32 children? It's a lot to think about and a lot to pray about. So please share how all this might be going with you. So going back to my messy church and our messy church at L19, and I'm back off furlough now, so I can really engage if I want to. And although sometimes I wonder why it's not broken, so why fix it? But I'm still feeling uncomfortable again. What am I like? Oh, well, I suppose I want to say to us all, or ask us all, what is it we're trying to achieve? Yes, we want to spread the word of the Lord. Yes, we want to help people in their discipleship. But during these difficult times, what's the best way to do that? But were we just asking those same questions when we were face to face? I know that we're very creative in this wonderful family of messy churches, and we're all trying different things and sharing them. But goodness me, can we have any kind of a plan for July for our messy church? And how would you judge success anyway? How are you all judging success? Are we still like when we were maybe face to face, looking at good numbers, engaging? Or is it that you might have some stories you'd like to share with us of actually during this time, you've got more stories of discipleship that's happened and you've received through the families that you're engaging with? Oh, we'd love to hear those. Oh, Lucy, wouldn't that be brilliant? So I suppose I'm feeling uncomfortable because I feel whoopee, and it's been brilliant that my messy team and core team are engaging more and connecting with each other more. But what about my messy congregation? Are they feeling disconnected like I was feeling through furlough? Please share your thoughts on all of this. I mean, on Facebook Live, I have not been watching them because I haven't been able to get messy with you all. So I don't know if anyone's touched, any of the presenters have thought about the food aspect at all. We haven't thought about that, except for our vicar doing the cook-alongs, of course. I would personally love to hear a little bit more of that. But I'm just going to pause a minute, so maybe it gives you the opportunity to comment, which I'm sorry I can't see because of my poor eyesight at the moment, but I'm hoping to continue with these messy connections next week, because I've got so much more to share with you and we've got so little time. And I mean, you know, gosh, just before lockdown, God was giving me connections with our local community care home. So could we talk about Messy Vintage next week? If any of you are doing these bags or anything else, and we'd love to hear what else there could be that you're doing, how are you financing them? Could we talk connecting with cash next week as well, folks? Oh, there's so much I want to talk with you about, but I suppose to finish with, I want to share something with you that I can't get out of my head. That happened on Monday night. So on Monday night, I was looking through our Get Messy magazine. If you don't subscribe to this, just go on our website and have a look at what on earth I'm talking about. But this is, you know, I've got piles of them from 2013 or whatever behind me in my office. But I was looking to see what the July, I'm reminding myself of what the July theme was, and it's Messy Jonah. Jonah's Messy Olympics. Because yes, we're supposed to be having our Tokyo Olympics this month. And of course these are all written in advance because of the publishing world as it is. And this one's written by our lovely Claire Dorr. And as I went to bed at night and I was thinking about this, and don't forget, these are adapted for Messy Church at Home sessions. So if you look on the website, our website, and today I'm starting to put all of the past ones I've missed that have been written. Lucy's been very busy on our Pinterest board. And on our Pinterest board, we've got a special board that is about Messy Church at Home. So all these sessions are all going to be in one place by the end of the day, I promise you. But yeah, Jonah, I was thinking about Jonah, and this vision came into my head. And because I'm a very practical and visual person, I just wondered if you'd let me show you what this vision was. So I'm going to get my tray. I'm hoping you can see this tray here, and I'm going to make it very, very wet. Not too close to the laptop, of course. So it's a little bit of science, and I know you've seen me do this before, a lot of you. This honestly, this was the vision. I can't get it out of my head. This is my bubble mixture and my straw. So that's the big whale. I mean, it's as simple as this, folks. And there's Jonah inside the big whale. But then I wonder what or who was the third bubble. I wonder what's connecting them. And I wonder what connections we can talk about next week. As we're coming to the end now, and there's still so much I want to share with you, and I really appreciate this opportunity, everyone. But yes, I wonder, that image, that vision I've got in my mind of who or what is connecting it all together. So as we leave now, I send this light of Christ to you all. May you be connected with his love. And may you be filled, as it says in our Bible reading today, may you be filled with awe wonders, and see many, many miraculous signs. Until we meet again. Amen. So keep communicating, please. Share this on your social media so that you know that we're going to continue it next week, hopefully, if you'll join us, and use all the platforms that you've got, and let's connect as widely as we can this week. Listen to what God is telling us. Help me with this image I've got in of connection with my bubbleology here. And tomorrow I've got two very important connections, long-awaited connections. So my opticians has opened, so I've got an appointment, so hopefully by next week I can even see you better. And even better than that, I've got an appointment at the hairdresser's. Woo! A little messy dance for that one. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading all of your comments, and just keep commenting all the time, because it's really important that we connect, and I have really enjoyed connecting with you this morning. So stay safe, everyone, and God bless. See you soon.